everybody, my name is Melody Malone and I am a worship leader and a part of the Passion Movement here in Atlanta, Georgia. Today's verse of the day is 2 Timothy 1:7. And the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. So the verse comes from a letter that Paul is writing to Timothy. We would consider Paul Timothy's mentor. So Paul's just writing to encourage Timothy. And he starts off by saying, hey, remember your family. Remember the faithfulness of your mom and of your grandmother. And then he says, and remember this. Remember the day that you were called, that you were ordained to be a messenger of the gospel of Jesus. Remember where you came from and remember what you're called to. But then he says this, remember that it is the gift of the Holy Spirit in you that enables you and empowers you to do all that God has called you to do. Remember, Timothy, that it is useless to try and serve God without the power of the Holy Spirit. Remember that in the face of life's challenges and responsibilities, that you have the Holy Spirit living inside of you. And the Holy Spirit is not the author of timidity or fear, but the Holy Spirit gives us power and love and self-discipline. Power to do what? Power to do what God calls us to do, to face obstacles, to overcome disappointments. What kind of love does he give us? He gives us a love that endures, a selfless love, a love that sacrifices for the good of others. And then what does he mean by self-discipline? Another translation says a sound mind here. And so I think he's just saying the Holy Spirit, he gives us a wisdom that guides our use of this power and this love. A sound mind is not one full of fear or confusion or irrationality, but a sound mind is one of wisdom. And so I think that what Paul is encouraging Timothy with is the same encouragement for us today. Remember where you've come from. Remember that you are meant to be exactly where you're at because God has a purpose for you in that space. And remember that God says, if I'm going to call you to do it, I'm going to give you everything you need to do it through the power and the presence of my Holy Spirit. So whatever you're up against today, my prayer is that we'll remember that as children of God, our inheritance is not one of fear and timidity, but one of love and power and self-discipline.